So this is kind of a comparison for the Della heat pump with other heat pumps we have in our house. I've had the Della for about a year. I installed it myself. I am a DIY dad. I do not have an HVAC certification. I have installed other ones. This is the LG Red we've had for about 4 years. I installed this myself as well. I gotta say, this unit, while it is a fairly reliable unit, was very difficult to install. The directions were not very clear, and maybe they're meant more for an HVAC professional instead of a DIY guy. But this install was pretty difficult for me, just in terms of following the instructions that came with it, as well as connecting the actual unit. Had some issues. We don't have any issues with this, but I want to compare this with the Della one, which is downstairs. So let's go downstairs. So this is the Della unit that we've had for about a year. Again, I installed this by myself. I found this incredibly easy to install. Same general process as any other one. You need to mount the wall unit here, drill a hole past the unit parts, the drain hose and the two refrigerant lines, through the hole, and then connect it to the compressor unit outside. This is roughly the same size. We have the 12K unit, we have an 18K unit upstairs, the LG unit. So roughly comparable size. I found this much easier to install in terms of directions. It's quite a bit smaller as a wall unit in terms of the distance out here. It's only about 8 inches. The one upstairs is about 11. Height-wise comparison, and width, again, smaller all around in terms of the air handler unit. The compressor unit's a little bit smaller as well, but that's outside, so we don't care as much. We've had no issues with this thing running. Connects fairly easily to the app. Just download the app, connect it, and it runs very, very smoothly. So far in the year, we've had no issues with it at all running. But in terms of an install, this is easier for me as a non-HVAC professional to install in comparison to other ones like an LG Red unit, which we actually have 2 of them total in our house. So if you're gonna install this as a non-HVAC professional, just yourself, fairly easy in comparison to other ones I've done. I found no issues. You are gonna need some specialty tools like a vacuum pump. If you've never installed one of these, you are gonna need a vacuum pump, handheld electric drill, cordless drill, hole saws to drill through the wall, as well as basic screwdriver bits to attach the mounting plate. And then lastly, you might need to cut the length of the hose, and so you would need the ability to cut copper hose and then be able to ream it and flare it to attach a copper compression fitting to connect it to the compressor unit. And to connect the electronics, you don't need much other than knowledge of how to do that and a Phillips head screwdriver. Anyways, if you're going to be getting one, I gotta say, easy to install, works really well, and for the money is a very, very reliable unit.